Hey, sports fans. So here we are, as I'm working through this book project, writing a book on how to set up a mandolin and make it sound as good as it can. I've ordered several mandolins and settled on the least expensive mandolin money could buy, basically, which is the Rogue mandolin made by Musician's Friend. And no, I have no economic ties with them or anything like that. But the other mandolins I've been buying have all been the black ones because I like that black finish. And I didn't trust the quality of this tobacco finish. The picture of the least expensive Rogue mandolin that you can buy with a gig bag is pictured at $39.99. And but if you look at the picture, it's got a decidedly matte finish, not a glossy finish, and it doesn't look very good. And worse, it doesn't even have the Rogue name on it. It's like they were so embarrassed they wouldn't even put a name on it. But I need another mandolin to take pictures and do the setup and show what we could do. So I ordered this thing. All right, so the Rogue RM100A mandolin in a tobacco sunburst finish like this is a $49 mandolin on Musician's Friend. This thing, learn to play the mandolin package with a gig bag. Here, let me show you. A very nice gig bag. In fact, they sell the gig bag at Musician's Friend for 25 bucks. It's got a little zipper pocket right here to put your picks in, tuner, things like that. It's got a shoulder strap, adjustable. Padding is nice. Padding, in fact, is superior to an inexpensive gig bag I bought. It's comparable to a $40 guitar gig bag that I bought. Anyhow, $25 gig bag on their website. Get ready for this. $25 gig bag, two books that are slightly better than throwaways. One's a chord book and one's a Mel Bay, learn how to play three chords on a mandolin book. But and then this $49 mandolin. So you get a $49 mandolin and a $25 gig bag and two books for $39.99. It's like, what? How do they do that? I don't know. I don't know if they're crazy, if they just haven't caught up with the times on the website. I don't know what they're doing. But let me tell you this. I was pleasantly surprised when I placed my order, and a day later I got my shipping notification that I was going to be receiving an RM100A in the tobacco sunburst finish. I was more than pleasantly surprised when I got this thing. I don't know how well you can see it in this picture, but this finish is really, really superior. Just a very, very pretty finish. The edges feather pretty darn nicely into the mandolin, from the dark to the light. The headstock I think is very impressive. Open gears, big deal. I don't know how they make it for this kind of money. I really don't. Anyhow, the playability issues. Okay, the nut slots are a little bit too high. Actually, closer to ideal than any other Rogue mandolin I've purchased. The nut slots, however, are cut too wide. It's like they took a bandsaw to it or something. They're just too wide. But when I reduce them down to ideal, I'll use our custom nut saws. I'll get those slots cut the right width. I'll finish off that nut. It's going to be wonderful. The bridge, again, surprisingly, it's only got one little gap right here. Normally, I see a gap on both sides. Very minor adjustment required here. The bridge height is darn near where we want to be. I may not have to sand anything off this saddle at all to get this perfect. On the not so good side, there was this really annoying buzzing I was getting, and the cover for the tailpiece was actually brushing some of the strings. It was causing a little bit of the buzzing. When I removed it, I was still getting this little buzz, and a bad buzz sound. And what I found was this part of the tailpiece is actually drooping just a little bit. The angle isn't quite high enough off here. So when I remove the tailpiece, I'll be able to bend it and get it right. The other thing is there's a little lip on the tailpiece that's designed to make contact with all the strings. It misses contact with the bottom 3 strings. So when they're played, they will vibrate into it a little bit. It's negatively affecting the tone. It's just not good. It's not perfect. But it ain't bad. So we're going to fix this. But how's it sound? Okay. Nice and bright. Yeah, that's okay. These are obviously the strings they're shipped with, not good strings. We'll put new strings on, but here, there's your G. You can already hear a little bit of pitchiness, as they say on American Idol. A little pitchy. Here, here's an E minor, so I'm fretting everything. Yeah, so sloppy fingers, but it just doesn't sound that good. Yeah, it's just off. So the intonation needs to be adjusted. We're going to adjust that. But when I'm done for $39.95, I keep pinching myself. Look, shipping. If I had to return this thing, it would cost $10 or $20 to ship it back to these guys. And I'm not returning it. For $39.95, that's a crazy bargain. Absolutely crazy bargain. So buy one for the grandkids, buy one for your kids, buy one for yourself. Use it in the boat at a campfire when you're camping. Drag it around in the car, and don't worry if you leave it out in the sun too long and it gets ruined, because it's $40 for crying out loud, and you still have a gig bag to show for it. I would never leave this in the sun, don't get me wrong. All right. Okay, I don't know what else to tell you. This is an amazing value for the money. I don't know how they do it. But if you want to learn how to mess around on a mandolin before you spend $500 or $1,000 or $5,000 for a really good mandolin, which you can do, start at $39.95 shipped. All you need to do is buy a couple of picks and some fresh strings, and you're good to go. So check it out. It's a good deal. Have a good one.